Hello, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. This is our first video that I am recording in 2025. I'm so excited. We've got a new mic. I'm like for serious a YouTuber, I guess now, because I have a Shure mic.
So you weren't before?
I don't know. That's what they say, I guess. Anyway, we've got some Scentsy on deck because we all know that I can't go too long without talking about Scentsy because I was in Scentsy for about 4 years. Now we're gonna get right the fuck into it as usual right after the disclaimer. But first, before we even do the disclaimer, I want to do some really quick housekeeping as far as the channel goes and my schedule and things like that. If you're somebody who doesn't really care about schedule and you just kind of watch videos as they pop up in your feed, then I will be sure to put in the chapters here at the bottom of the screen and in the description where the reaction actually starts. Now, with all of that said, December sucked in terms of my video production, and I want to apologize for that. My life exploded and melted and burned and exploded again and then drowned, and then it was in a windstorm, and then it was in a tsunami, and now we are in a hurricane.
Sam, this is a lot.
I don't know. That's the best way I could describe it. Last year was a fucking shit show. It all built up and exploded about 2-3 weeks ago. So it interfered with my job, obviously. So I wanted to apologize for that and just kind of give you guys an idea of what is going on. I'm not going to get too much into detail because I don't really share my personal life much outside of the fun, quirky stuff. But it will be a rocky year again this year, and I am just prefacing the entire year with that, not because I don't plan on posting. I'll get into that in a minute. I do plan on posting more regularly and more consistently and more overall. But with that being said, if 2024 has taught me anything, it's that Sam cannot make plans because life will just come in and say, your plans, we're doing it this way.
Oh yeah!
But if life does allow my plans to go through for my YouTube channel this year, then here is what is in store for us. So I have, for the first quarter of the year, so from January to March, I will be posting Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday for the public. Members only will get access to each video 2 days prior to it posting. So the Sunday video will be up Friday for members, the Tuesday video will be up Sunday for members, and the Thursday video will be up Tuesday for members. This is already in process. The first public video is set to go up on Thursday, which is this video. If you're watching it on Tuesday, then my goal was to get it to you guys on Tuesday as members.
Yay, I did it!
But if I didn't, you're gonna have access to Sunday's video tomorrow. Promise. There is no doubt in my mind that is happening. That's the goal for the current content. I am working on incorporating more anti-scam content. I did a poll on my Instagram account, and that seems to be what everybody over there is wanting to see more of. If you would like to see something more toward like internet drama or really anything else, just gossip, I don't know. Like I said, I mentioned on my Instagram that the MLM industry is looking like it is starting to turn and take turns for the better. Definitely not saying our work is done, but with more and more companies flipping to an affiliate model, there's not as much to cover over here on my channel, and I don't want to shut down my channel. I started my channel because I wanted to talk to people and talk shit. So what do you want me to talk shit about? I've got some anti-scam content in the works for this month as far as like the coaching content. But if there's anything else specifically that you can think of that you would like me to react to or make videos around, I am going to start up doing deep dives again. I have one in the works. It is Mary Kay, and it is coming in 2 weeks. This is a very structured schedule, so I don't plan on anything falling off track for January. I think that's it. That was a little scrambled. Again, thanks for bearing with me and my inconsistent schedule in December. It was a mess. I only posted, I think, 2 videos, and I usually post 8 to 10. With that, we're gonna get the fuck into it now, right after the disclaimer.
In the cup, I'm lit. Don't waste time contemplating what hit. It's way too many ways to get rich. Just up with my initials were Slim said that I can't miss alert.
Now, really quickly, if you're not familiar with Scentsy, I do have a full deep dive that I will be sure to link in the description below. I also have a full, very extensive Scentsy playlist that I will also link separately in the description below. But to give you a quick rundown, they are an MLM, multi-level marketing company, network marketing company. Some would even refer to them as a pyramid scheme. And their primary product of focus outside of their recruitment-based business model is scented products. So we're talking the wickless candles, quote unquote. And those are the glass warmers or ceramic warmers that you plug into the wall, and they have the dish on top and the wax. You put wax in there to melt and it smells good and blah, blah, blah. They also have a huge array of other scented products, including kids products, laundry products, and all of those things. But like I said, their primary focus, they will argue it and say that it's not, but their primary focus is recruiting people to build their team so that they can make more money. The training that we're about to watch is a team that is training on social media and how to use your social media to grow your Scentsy business. We're finally gonna get into it right now.
All right, good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for hopping on tonight. We are really, really, really excited because we have a special guest from Scentsy Home Office, and I'm not going to take any time talking this evening.
Scentsy Home Office, if you're not familiar, is where all of the corporate paid employees reside. They work there. They work at corporate and they get a guaranteed paycheck. Everybody else on this call that we're seeing, this team, they don't get a guaranteed paycheck. In fact, most of them probably don't even get a paycheck, from Scentsy at least.
I'm turning the floor right over to her. She has so much information to share with us, and she's incredible. So, without further ado, Jonay, you have the floor. Welcome to our Tuesday Zoom.
Yeah, first of all, thank you for having me. And what I would love is for everyone to put a little heart in the chat for your leaders, because, and I know we have several on, but I just want you guys to know what a blessing it is. And like, honestly, the unsung hero in this business of having a leader that invests their time, their energy, and their effort into your learning and development. Like, that is such a big deal. And if this is the only team you've ever been on, you probably wouldn't know any different. And so I just want to call out, like, what a shout out to all your leaders that they are not only investing all of their time to be here with you tonight, but also reaching out to other people to be guest speakers on your guys' call. So huge shout out to them. And then give a little clap in the chat for yourself. It's kind of like a little pat on the back for being here yourself, being willing to invest your time, your energy, your effort into enhancing skills, refining your skills, learning and developing. I believe that learners are earners. And so I think that it's no small potatoes that you guys are on with us tonight.
I'm going to barf.
Earners are learners and no small potatoes.
When these MLM corporate employees are getting trained, are they being told to incorporate like the most cheesy one-liners and quotes and inspirational sayings into everything? Most of the time, they're just sitting there giving them inspirational quotes and motivation and not actually telling them how to do the thing. And I mean, we're only a minute and 30 seconds in. I hate those inspirational quotes right off the bat. Come on. Be so for real right now.
So thank you all for being here. We are actually going to get social tonight. So just a little context, a little bit about me. I know Melissa mentioned that I am from home office, and I've been at Scentsy for about 2 years now, almost 2 years, coming up on my 2-year Scentiversary. But before I was at Scentsy, I ran my own direct sales business. And while I loved building my business, one thing that I used to grow my business was social media. And for the 3 years leading up to coming to Scentsy, I actually ran my own consulting and coaching business, teaching direct sellers how to grow their business on social media. I believe that social media is such an incredible asset to us as direct sellers. I mean, if you think about it, direct sales has been around for like 170 years, which is mind-boggling. Like, that's a very, very, very long time.
I want to point out that she keeps calling it direct sales. It is, in a way, direct sales. Half of the business, or a quarter of the business, in my opinion, is direct sales. The rest of the business is building your team, building your multi-level market. That's why it's a multi-level marketing company and not just a direct sales company. You can say direct sales, it's direct sales till you're blue in the face, and you're not wrong, but you're leaving out the part that you are a multi-level marketing company and y'all require recruitment in order to make a livable wage. It's not just direct sales that's been around for years and years. Direct sales has and always will be around. It's selling to a person and making a commission. It is not selling to a person, making a commission, and then trying to convince that same person to join your team to sell to other people to make commission and then have them join the team and so on and so forth. It's not direct sales. Anyway, I don't know. I just feel like using the word direct sales is so deceptive because you're leaving out a big chunk of what the actual quote unquote business is and how you're going to make your income.
And if we would have gone back in time to, I think I did the math on this the other day and I can't remember, but I think it was like 1865 or 55, something like that. If we would have went back in time and said, hey, someday you're not going to have to be standing on a soapbox in your town square or knocking down the door. Someday we're going to put a little magic box in your hand and you're going to have access to thousands of people. You're not going to even have to leave the comfort of your home if you don't want to. They probably would have signed us up for the Cuckoo Institute. They would have thought we were crazy, right? I do think that the longevity of this industry speaks to the effectiveness that the direct sales industry is. And I think what a time for you guys to be in this industry where you do have direct access to thousands of people. You're not having to meet face to face, right? And that's what social media is. That's the amazing aspect of social media that you have by being able to be direct with people all through a little magic box, right? So we're going to dive into a few different things, but I want to first start sharing about your approach. And I always start with this when I talk about social media, because I'm a big believer that your approach matters. How you show up on social media matters. What you believe about this industry and your business and the product you sell and the host rewards that you have to offer, the business opportunity you have to offer, it matters. And I have some great tips I'm going to share with you tonight, but hear me loud and clear on this. Technique will never overcome belief.
What, ma'am? I have several seats.
I've come to present you with a reality check.
You can't just believe to achieve. And I'm pretty sure that's what she means by that, because a lot of these MLM companies utilize that phrase, that motivational phrase again, to keep people going in the MLM. You have to just believe and it will happen. That is not how life works. If I were to just believe and it would happen, I would have posted more than 2 videos in December. You can't just believe and achieve all the things you want to achieve as far as sales and recruiting and whatever else you're trying to achieve. You do, in fact, have to have technique in order to find success in any sales or recruiting position.
So I'll give you great tips, great things that you can start implementing immediately to start converting more friends and followers into customers. But if you believe that social media is hard to master, or you believe it's hard to find your next team member on social media, or it's hard to get a sale on social media, guess what? You'll be right. You will absolutely be right. No matter what, like we could tell you all the great things to do, but if your belief isn't in the right place, you will struggle on social media. There's this thing called confirmation bias, and it's a legit thing. And essentially what it is that you will always find evidence for what you believe. So if you believe it's hard, it's going to be hard. But if you approach social media with this endless potential, essentially, for possibilities, you'll be right. You'll also be right. You'll find evidence that actually it's easy to find customers on social media. It's easy to find your next team member on social media. It's easy to book parties on social media. So I always want to lead with that, because how this impacts your approach is the energy you bring in your conversations and in your, honestly, even in your presence on social media. And what happens is if you believe that it's hard, or you believe that it's a struggle for you, you end up showing up with convincing energy. And what convincing energy is essentially you're getting on social media and you're trying to convince people that this is a great product. This is a great business opportunity. This is a great way to save on product by having a party. And you're trying to convince people. However, if you believe that this is an amazing opportunity, that this product there's nothing like it on the market, you'll show up with converting energy. And converting energy is different, and people can sense it. Converting energy is this, You'd be crazy not to have a party with me because that's the best way to save on this awesome product. You'd be crazy not to try this business opportunity because it's a flexible way to have financial freedom.
It might just be me. I might just be the wrong person. I'm not the right audience because I have been educated on MLMs. I have made the mistakes in MLMs, so I'm not the right person. But looking at it from where I'm sitting today, and I think even back then when I was drinking the Kool-Aid, if you want to say it that way, I think that if anybody approached me in that way, I would feel intimidated. Again, maybe that's just a me thing, but it's giving vibes of a top leader that we have reacted to very often in the past who has said that
Being poor is a choice.
it's giving the same vibes that that individual is giving, and those are never vibes that I would want to give off. Like, I don't want anybody to feel pressure to join me or host a party because they would be crazy if they didn't. No. What is it going to do for me? That's how marketing works. You need to solve a problem for them. You don't need to be aggressive and be like,
You're crazy if you don't book a party with me.
okay, well, I guess I'll just be crazy then, because a Scentsy party or any MLM party is not going to benefit me in any way. I don't care if you tell me I'm crazy or not. I am, but I'm medicated.
I take my medication every day, if I remember.
Anyway.
Okay, and it's different. It's different, and people can feel it, even though they might not see you, even if it's a caption or even if it's just a picture. It conveys on social media. And I want all of you guys to be showing up on social media with converting energy. And converting energy is confident. It brings a confidence to everything you're doing. If you feel like you struggle with confidence in your business, I would tell you to go out there and enhance your skills and knowledge. Go learn more about the industry. Learn about all of the ways that this industry has blessed and provided for people, all of the ways that people's lives have been impacted and changed by this industry. That's going to build your confidence, and it will convey to all of your approach on social media.
Who? The 1%? What about the 90 to 99% of people who have been traumatized by an MLM? Let's talk about those stories, not just the quote unquote success stories that y'all are bullshitting through life with. Sorry, not sorry. That's the fucking truth. And I know it's the truth because I was one of them. I'm not going to hide anything. I have literally not a fucking thing to hide anymore. So just know that next time when these people are telling you all of their sob stories and success stories, they are greatly exaggerated in most cases.
The next thing I want to tell you guys is to stay flexible and innovative. And why this is important is because there is nothing evergreen about social media. Absolutely nothing. Nothing. It is always changing. It's always like, pivoting. You're having to pivot and be like, oh, Reels worked this week, but now it's onto something new, right? And I think that's important for setting the expectation for you, because it's very easy to get in a habit of, hey, this is what's worked for me before. And then when it stops working, you think, oh my gosh, you know what? It's all going down the drain and it's just stopping. It's not going to work anymore. But that's not true. Just because something used to work for you doesn't mean it's always going to work for you. But if you approach it with a mindset that you're going to be flexible and innovative, it makes you adaptable to trying new trends, checking out new things, seeing if it works for you, and being okay with having things fail. And I know that that sounds a little scary, but sometimes on social media, you're going to try a new approach, you're going to try a new trend, and it's not going to work. It might flop, it might get no engagement, but that's okay because you tried it and you're being adaptable, which is going to help you grow and maintain longevity on social media. And it's important that you remember that. It's important that you remember that even though something's working for you really well right now, doesn't mean it's always going to work really well for you. Just because something that worked really good in your Facebook parties last year or 2 months ago doesn't mean that's always going to be what works well for you in your social media. So stay curious.
So groundbreaking that everything's always changing. It's not always going to work. Ma'am, common sense. That's common sense. I know common sense isn't too common, but it is common sense that things are ever changing. It's just the world we live in.
Stay curious on your social media. Look at what other people are doing just to get some ideas, to be inspired so that you're able to stay flexible and try new things and be willing to be innovative. Okay. All right. Everyone give me a little thumbs up in the chat just so I can do a little check-in, make sure everyone's still with me. I always love to tell people this. I only tell you this because, okay, let me tell you. I have 5 sisters. So I talk really fast because if I ever wanted to get a word in, it had to be loud and had to be quick. Okay. So put in the chat, give me a thumbs up. Let me know you're still tracking with me and that I didn't lose you. Okay. Perfect. Love the thumbs up. Thank you. Okay. So we're going to first talk about 3 trends that we're seeing on social media right now that can help you if you lean into them. You got to lean into these trends to really gain some leverage for your social media. The very first trend is authenticity.
Authenticity is a trend. A trend?
It's just a trend, Lynn.
Authenticity is not a trend. Authenticity is a trait that you should just fucking possess. Why are we doing this? In case you didn't hear, authenticity is trendy. Be authentic. It's cool.
And I want to give you a little bit more context around this. There was a time in social media where everyone wanted to have this like picture perfect, great aesthetic, everything looks the same, very branded approach. And for a long time, that's what worked. That's what people needed to do to gain leverage, to gain followers, to really get convert followers to customers. However, times have changed. Things are a lot different right now. And we've even forecasted for 2025, by the way, another just a little bonus golden nugget, not even in my notes, but something for you is that Instagram and Facebook always post their trends and their insights, and you can go look this up. And it's important that you do because you can see, hey, this is what they're forecasting to trend for 2025. This is what they're forecasting to trend for 2020, or this is what they're forecasting to end for 2025. So it's important that you see what's trending and what's ending because that's going to help you with planning and pivoting to what is going on social media. Like I said, it's not evergreen and you got to be willing to be flexible. But right now for 2025, we're seeing this huge lean in for people not wanting a fake facade. People are over it. Like, don't give me the fake picture perfect stuff.
No shit, Sherlock.
Wow, shocker. You don't say. Are we all just fucking tired of seeing the bullshit? Like I said in the beginning of this video, my life is falling apart. And I'll let you know it because life is not rainbows and fucking unicorn farts and butterflies all the time. It's just not. And I think being authentic about it, especially when you have a following on social media, not spilling all of your details, but being authentic and letting people know, like, hey, life isn't perfect for anybody, so don't think it is. I think that's, I don't know. I just think that should be a law. Anyway, I should just play the video and stop talking. Sorry, guys.
I want the real, I want the raw, I want the behind the scenes, which honestly, a little hallelujah and amen for that, because that's kind of a lot to keep up with. This picture perfect like image, that's a lot to try to maintain. And so I'm kind of personally very excited about authenticity being a trend. But what this looks like for you on your social media is show up in your voice. And when I say your voice, when you are on your videos or when you are writing captions, write in a way that if you were sitting across from your sister or across from your best friend, what you would actually say to them. What words would you use, right? I think that we got really stuck in this, I would call it convenience copy and paste habit, where we saw somebody, maybe even your leader, post something that sounded and looked beautiful, and we just copied it and pasted it. However, your friends and family and your followers probably know you and they know it's copy and pasted. And people nowadays can read it a million miles away. They can tell if it was generated by you or not. And it seems so salesy when you're copying and pasting and using other people's content.
At least she's spot on with that. The copy and paste thing has got to stop. We all know you're doing it. Like, we know you're not sitting there typing out a fucking mile-long Facebook post about a fucking Scentsy warmer. You're not. We know you're copy pasting it. Don't do that anymore. Listen to her for this one piece of advice, please. And thank you.
So I want to encourage you, if you're just getting started with trying to grow your business on social media, lean in to authenticity. Write your own captions. Maybe you need to use somebody else's picture because you want to market a product you don't have, for example. That's fine, but talk about it in a way you would talk about it. Don't copy and paste somebody else's caption. Talk about it the way you would. And if you can use your own pictures and videos, even better. I love the marketing materials that we provide at home office for all of you in the marketing section of your workstation. Those are great pictures. I would say those are best utilized for you in Facebook groups or like closed groups, Facebook parties, or maybe even party texts. What's going to do the best for you on your personal social media or your business social media is your own pictures and videos. And I'm not saying that's a hard and fast rule that you can never use marketing that's provided, but people can tell when it's a perfectly curated image and it doesn't feel like you, it doesn't feel authentic. And when they see that, they immediately think, oh, sales, they're trying to sell me something. And so you don't want to trigger that for them.
They're still going to think, oh, sales, when you're posting about some kind of scented bullshit on your Facebook page, even if you're using your own picture. Trying to disguise the fact that you're trying to sell something is not going to work. You're still trying to sell something, whether it's the business opportunity, because that's a sale, or products from Scentsy. You are trying to sell. That's part of being authentic. Like, sure, yeah, use your own pictures. Don't try to hide that you're trying to sell. That's inauthentic because you're still trying to sell. Either be authentic or don't. You can't be both. People know you're trying to sell, regardless of the fucking picture you're using. End of story.
You want to trigger authenticity. You want them to know, hey, this is a product I really love and here's why. Okay, so authenticity, lean into it as much as you can, like literally as much as you can. Okay, trend number 2. I'm going to show you this, and I know I'm going to get a little bit of like, from some of you, but hear me out because I think there's a great ways to do this that are simple, easy, and fun. Okay, so trend number 2 is reels. I will be honest, reels have been a trend for the last 4 years, and they're not going anywhere anytime soon. What a reel is it's a short form video. So these are your like TikTok style videos, but on Facebook and Instagram, they're called reels and they have a time limit. So you generally want to keep it around 90 seconds, but I will tell you the shorter, the better, because as we as humans and culture and society keep getting inundated with all of this news and information and social media, our attention spans keep getting shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter. So you can create reels that are literally 5 seconds. And I'll tell you what you could do in a minute, but like a 5-second reel, and it doesn't have to be hard or complicated. It doesn't even have to show your face. It can really be simple, easy, and fun. And it's a great way for you to gain leverage on social media. So a reel literally can be as simple as putting up a tripod or even you don't even have to have a tripod. You could put your phone on a counter and kind of prop it up and hit record and record you doing something for 5 seconds. It could be you grabbing your phone to text somebody. It could be you going to your laptop to type something. It could be you assembling Happy Mail, just something. What that's called B-roll. If you ever hear people talk about B-roll, essentially all it means is some candid, I guess is what I call it, candid footage of you doing an activity. That actually performs very, very real or very, very good on reels. And it's an easy way for you to get content. And with that reel, you could say like, oh, here's a quick way that I work from my phone. Here's how I work from Wi-Fi. Or here's a way I save money in my business by shipping from home. And it's you assembling some Happy Meal.
What was that? What was that from a corporate employee? As far as I know, specifically in Scentsy, the consultants are encouraged to not ship from their home, not carry inventory, because that's the perk of the business. You don't have to worry about it. People just order directly from Scentsy. And I do believe you're not even supposed to be directly shipping from your house to a customer because it will also void the warranty. So it's interesting that a corporate employee is talking about putting Happy Mail together and shipping directly from home. That's a bad idea. Don't do that if you're a Scentsy consultant watching. Interesting. Anyway.
Right. So you're giving some content around it. It's not just a 5-second video of you and no context with it. But I want you to know that even though we say reels is a trend, it doesn't have to be you like doing a TikTok dance or or mimicking a voiceover of somebody else. Those actually take a lot of time. I don't know if any of you ever tried to do like the voiceover reels? They are very time consuming. And I will tell you from a business standpoint, will not move the needle very much in your business. So I never recommend those kind of reels. Those kind of reels are going to take you probably an hour, maybe longer to actually nail, get your mouth lined up with the voiceover. And I think it's better for you if you're spending an hour on your business to do other things. Okay. The third trend is value content. So value content is any kind of content where you are providing value to your audience. So this is more like your educational content. This is where you're teaching them something. And why it's great for your audience is because they want to stick around when they're getting value from you. They want to seek you out when you are providing them with some kind of value. If they feel like all you're doing is posting about wax and warmers, only posting about a promotion, a scent and warmer of the month, it's easy to unfollow somebody or block somebody or tune somebody out when all they do is talk about promotion, promotion, promotion. So what you want to do, the approach you want to take when it comes to your social media is think, how can I provide value to my friends and followers? And it can still be with the product, but it could be, hey, here's two quick ways that the quickest ways I switch out my wax. Hey, here's a way to save money on shipping. Here's a time management hack I've found, right? You still could be talking about products. You could be time management. Hey, I use Scentsy swipes instead of trying to find my spray, find my rag. I actually just use a Scentsy swipe and wipe out my counter super quick. So you're providing value, and it's going to change the type of content that you're providing your audience. And it's going to change also how they view you and how they view your content. Those kinds of content are easy to want to seek out. Oh, what is her idea today? What is the tip or the hack of the day? They want to seek out that kind of content. So I want to show you guys a customer journey that takes place. And no matter what, in sales in general, there's always a customer journey that has to take place to get to a sale. And I think that there's this misconception on social media that I'm just going to post and people are going to come to me and buy my product. And then what ends up happening is people don't. And so then you feel like you're not good at social media, or social media doesn't work for you, or you get burnt out, exhausted, and frustrated because all of the work you're putting into content isn't converting to any customers or sales. So I want to talk you guys through what a customer journey looks like. And it's going to start with that value that we just talked about. So the first step in a customer journey is value. Okay. The second step in a customer journey is serving your customer. The third step after you've served them, you want to nurture that customer. And the fourth and final step is once you've done those three things, you've taken those 3 steps, then you're in a position to sell and to promote your offer or your product. So whatever you're offering them or sharing with them.
I will say I appreciate that she is walking through the customer journey. This is the customer journey that happens. However, I do want to point out one thing. They take nurture to a whole nother level.
You can say that again.
You are not nurturing your customer when you are trying to find out how their cat did at the vet the other day. That's weird. In my opinion, when I'm buying shit, I'm not looking for a friend. I don't need a friend. I just need the thing that I came for, and then tell me when it's on sale, and we are fucking cool. I don't need you to check up on my family every week or follow me on Facebook. They take nurture to a whole nother level. And I'm curious to see if she's going to work in how to creepily nurture your customer base in Scentsy on social media. Let's find out.
Now, how this looks on social media is your value comes through your content. This is where you are showing all the content you're producing is providing your followers or friends some kind of value. Okay. It doesn't matter what it is, so many ways to do it, but you're providing them some type of value. And then the serving and nurturing comes through conversations. So your conversations are anything in like the comments and when you're messaging back and forth in a direct message, anytime you're having like a one-on-one conversation. And I cannot tell you this enough that this is a direct sales business. And the more direct conversations you have, the more effective you will be with whatever it is you're trying to sell or share, whether it's the business opportunity, hosting a product. Direct conversations are very, very important for your business. And if you notice, it's the bulk, it's 2 of the steps on the customer journey. And then finally, once you've provided them value, you've served them, you've nurtured them, then you're in a position to promote anything that you want with them. Okay, but here's what happens. We see it all too often. People try to do this backwards. They show up on social media and they're selling, like buy this, host this, join this, sell, promote, right? Then maybe they get somebody to say, okay, I'll try that business opportunity. I'll try that product. And they get someone in and then they're like, okay, I'm going to nurture this person and thank them. I'm going to follow up with them, thank them for their order. And then I'm going to serve them by sending them some happy mail. And then because they're a customer of mine now I'm going to give them some value. Now I'm going to add them to my email list. I'm going to put them in my customer group and I'm going to give them some of my first, latest and greatest Scentsy news, right? So then we're going to provide them value. And what happens is it doesn't work backwards. It actually is really frustrating when you try to work it the other way, when you try to sell, nurture, serve value. But if you flip the script and you focus first on providing value and you serve and nurture through your conversations, and then you're in a position to promote, you will convert way more customers and you will realize that you can run your business and grow your business using social media. But it has to be done in the right order. Okay, and I did put this in here because I think it's really important that I know I mentioned that the bulk of the customer journey is in those conversations, in those direct messages and direct conversations. It's really important that you remember to sell more in your conversations than your content. Show up more with offers in conversations. It feels more authentic instead of posting, hey, look what just came, look at this sweet treats collection. Who wants it?
I feel like with the amount of times I've heard authentic in the year of 2024, I just feel like it's lost its meaning. Authentic has been so overused, especially by online coaches and MLM consultants. It's just authentic, authentic, authentic. Be authentic. Influencers, authentic. You have to be authentic. Who is being authentic anymore? Who's really being 100% authentic anymore? Whether it's on social media or in real life. Anyone? Anyone? Any takers? Bueller? Bueller. No? Okay, cool.
Okay, that's spammy, salesy. You're probably not going to get a lot of people. I like to also think of it as like hunting versus fishing. You can put all this content out there and it's kind of like fishing. It's kind of like throwing your line in the water and hoping you get a bite. It's kind of what posting is. It's like just kind of like, okay, I'm going to put it out there and hope somebody wants it. However, if you have a target and you're hunting,
It's an interesting choice of words.
in your direct conversations, you have a specific direct person you're working with, and you say, oh my gosh, Melissa, I know you have a little girl, and I know that she loves Disney. I don't know this, I'm just making this up, FYI. I know she loves Disney as much as you. Have you seen our new wax bar collection? Because I think it's going to make her remember her trips down Main Street at Disneyland. Okay, that feels a lot more authentic. It's a direct conversation. It's a lot more likely to convert to a sale than just putting out sweet treats on a post. And it's kind of like hunting. Like I have a direct target and I'm aiming for the target, and I'm a lot more likely to hit a target than just throwing a line out there and hoping I get a bite. Okay, that's where that makes sense. Okay, I'm going to wrap up because I know we're coming to the end. We're at 7:40. So I just wanted to give you 3 tips really quick before we get off of something you can implement right away, things you can do like right now, as soon as we get off this call, that are going to help you gain some leverage in your social media business. So number 1, optimize your social media bio. A lot of times I look at Scentsy Consultant's bio and I will be 100% honest. It looks a little bit similar to a dating profile. It's like girl mom, loves Starbucks and long walks down the Target aisle. And it's all about you and what your interests and what you prefer and what you want to do, what you do in your free time. And while those things are important and they're special to you, what will work best with getting people to follow you and want to be invested in what you're putting out there, your content, is if you show them what you have to offer them. Instead of making it all about you and what you like and your interests, make it all about what you have to offer them. And I'll give you 2 big tips. If you can either solve a problem for them or appeal to a desire for them, you will hook them in a lot easier.
Those are not big groundbreaking tips. Those are the foundation for sales. You should have started the call with this, ma'am. The foundation for sale is solving a problem. That's not a big secret that you should just throw in as an extra bonus tip. That should have been the foundation of this training. What problem are they even solving? That tip took 30 minutes, almost 30 minutes to come in on this social media training call. Should have been your first tip, and it should have been all about how you make content, create content surrounding solving people's problems. You really missed the mark here, Jonette. You missed it.
In marketing, it's like marketing 101 is that if your product or any opportunity you share fixes a pain, or brings a pleasure. So it's either hitting a pleasure point or solving a pain point. You are a lot more likely to convert to a sale, to convert to a booking, a party with a host, or even having somebody join your team. So those are kind of pain and pleasure are 2 things to keep in mind. What pains are you trying to solve, or what pleasures are you trying to bring to other people? Okay, those are really great things to just keep in mind when you're doing your bio. So instead of all your interests, start talking about, hey, I love to hook my friends up with free and half price products. I love to gather friends together and hook the hosts up with free and half price products.
Hey, we all know what that means now. We are aware that when we see people who want to give you free and half price products, chances are that's an MLM pitch.
Or I help moms make money from Wi-Fi.
That too. The moms make money. Yep, we know it. Red flag. Run.
Something like that. So it's all about what's in it for them and how you can fix something for them or do something for them. Okay, the next thing I want to show you is for all social, across all social media, and your profile picture should be a headshot of you. We all love our pets, we all love our families, we all love our kiddos, but it's really hard to make a relationship or build a relationship with a picture of a logo or a picture of a pet. So I want to encourage you, this is a great way to optimize your bio, is put a picture, a headshot of you. And bonus points if you go and put it on your PWS, because that's great brand recognition. If somebody goes to your website and they see a different picture, they're going to be like, oh, wait, I'm in the wrong place. Okay. So you want them to see your face on your social media, across your social media channels, and on your PWS as well. This next tip is kind of for all of them, but specifically for Instagram. You want to make sure your username is your name. A lot of times people have, like Wax Boss 123 as their username. Well, that's really hard to build a relationship with somebody named Wax Boss. It also is not the best of branding, because what's going to happen is anytime you comment or message somebody, they're going to see Wax Boss 123.
It reminds me of the pink zebra videos that we reacted to where they're talking about
Sprinkles Betty 123.
instead of sprinkles, it's Wax Boss for Scentsy. I cannot. We need a name for us. What are we calling the subscribers on this channel? What are we calling ourselves? Drop it in the comments. Let me know. Shit talkers. I feel like that's kind of boring. Something edgier. I'm not good at coming up with names, so drop them. Maybe I'll throw a Starbucks or Dunkin' gift card in there somewhere for the person I pick, for the name I pick if it shows up. I don't know. Where are we going today? We're getting back into it now.
Just kidding.
The rest of this call was just basic information about Instagram that we don't really need to react to. It was not really based around pyramid-like structure business, so we don't need to comment on it. It was a little boring. I sat through it all. Yeah. Anyway, don't fall for these scams on social media. You now have a little bit more of a window of what these Scentsy consultants, at least, are being told to do on social media. So now we know what to look out for, I guess, at least. Anyway, with that, it's time for our palate cleanser. TikTok hates your bullshit.
But first,
with it being a new year, I think it's a good time for me to change the name of this ending segment. If you're newer here, when I first started putting this segment, when I first started this segment, it was a video. I think I did 6 of them. TikTok hates your MLM. And I was pulling satire type TikToks based around MLM companies and influencers and things like that. Now, over time, I sort of ran out of those types of videos. So with people loving that series so much, when I first started, it was a big hit for the numbers that I was getting back then. So what I did was I incorporated one TikTok at the end of every video. And of course, like I said, ran out of MLM type satire videos to include. So I just started including funny videos from TikTok or Instagram or wherever the short form video or content comes from, but I have still continued to call it TikTok hates your bullshit and using it as a palate cleanser at the end of the video. So I am working on coming up with a different name for that. Hopefully in the next week or two, we'll have a different name. So we're not being misled by like, hey, this isn't TikTok. And also, where's the bullshit? Like, why is it called TikTok hates your bullshit? It's just funny short form videos and content. So we're figuring it out. But anyway.
Yes, I was talking to you. Can I just tell you that you was really great back then, man? Those guards, they thought they was all of that. Then you showed up and bam, they was tripping over themselves like babes in the woods. See that?
I'm in such a dog fever phase. It's so bad. And the only TikToks I'm getting served and Facebook ads and Instagram ads are all dogs. More specifically, most of them are surrounding bully breeds because I have always wanted a pit bull rescue. Always since I could remember. So yeah, there might be a lot of dog videos coming up for our palate cleansers because that's what I'm getting served. And that was cute. I'm not wrong. And if you say I am, then you're wrong. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me while I talk a bunch of shit and I will see you in the next one.
I feel like blessing my ride today. I feel like